Good morning, Year 7. This is Miss Atkinson. Welcome to your first lesson for French for the summer term. I hope you had a nice holiday and you enjoyed the lovely weather that we had so far. As I said, this is the first video that we've done, so there are a few things that I'll take you through, which I will not necessarily go through again in future lessons. So because it's new for you and for me, let's just take this step by step. Okay, Year 7, before you start, I've made a list on the PowerPoint of the equipment that you will need for this lesson. Firstly, you'll need the exercise book that the school gave you. You're going to need a pen, and also if you could get 4 coloured pens or highlighters. You can use your knowledge organiser for Module 5. That's the Summer 1 knowledge organiser document that is attached on class charts. It's not essential at this stage. If you do have access to a printer and you want to print it off, you can pause the recording and do so if you need to, but you shouldn't need it. Everything should really be on the PowerPoint you need. And then if you feel you'd like to open a window and have wordreference.com, the online dictionary, open on there, you can do so to look up any words that are not either in your knowledge organizer or on the PowerPoint itself. If you want to now pause the recording and get the equipment you need, and once you have it and you are ready to get started, then please press play. Okay, Year 7. So on the top of the slide you can see the date written in French and in full. Lundi 20 avril. I'd like you to copy that down for me now and underline it. Today it is complete. In the future I will give you an incomplete date for you to fill in for me, as we often do in class. The title is Ma journée, my day. And the objective is to describe what you do in the morning. Could you write those out neatly and underline them at the top of your page, please? The do now activity should take about 5 minutes to complete. You just need to copy and match up the key phrases, the French with the English. So copy down the French on the left hand side and then find the correct English that matches each of those phrases. And I give you an example. Où est is where is. Okay, if you want to copy those down, pause the recording and press play when you're ready to continue. So this was your 5-minute do now activity. Copy and match up the key phrases. You had your example, où est equals where is. S'il vous plaît is please. Pour aller au parc, how do I get to the park? Je vais à la piscine is I'm going to the swimming pool. And d'accord, bonne idée is okay, good idea. Now pause if you just need to check those one more time. And then press play when you're ready to go to activity number 1. Activity 1. We're looking at the vocabulary for daily routine. So first of all, I'm going to go through each individual phrase to describe daily routine. And then once we've finished, I'm going to say the French words individually and leave a pause for you to repeat after me. But first of all, let's go through all of the words and what they mean. First of all, je me réveille is I wake up. Je me lève is I get up. Je me lave is I wash. Je me douche is I shower. Je me brosse les dents is I brush my teeth. Je m'habille is I get dressed. Je vais au collège is I go to school. And je prends le petit déjeuner is I have breakfast. You will have time to learn these by heart on activity 2, but for now I would like you to listen to the pronunciation of the words really carefully, one by one, and I will pause after I say the French for you to repeat after me. Écoutez et répétez. Je me réveille. Je me réveille. Je me lève. Je me lève. Je me lave. Je me lave. Je me douche. Je me douche. Je me brosse les dents. Je me brosse les dents. Je m'habille. Je m'habille. Je vais au collège. Je vais au collège. Je prends le petit déjeuner. Je prends le petit déjeuner. Well done, Year 7. And we'll move to activity 2, where you're going to match up the French with the correct English translation. So this is a 5-minute activity. You need to write down the French from the left-hand column and then find the correct English translation on the right-hand side and write it next to it. So copy down the French on the left and then find the correct English from the right-hand side. And you have an example done for you. The first one is Je me réveille, and that is I wake up. So you have 5 minutes to do this activity. Okay, you need to pause when you're ready to start and then press play again when you're ready to check your answers. Good work, Year 7. Now let's check your answers. Okay, here are your answers. Je me réveille is I wake up, and was your example. Je me lève, I get up. Je me lave, I wash. Je me douche, I shower. Je me brosse les dents, I brush my teeth. Je m'habille, I get dressed. Je vais au collège, I go to school. Je prends le petit déjeuner, I have breakfast. Well done. Now pause if you need to double check or change any of your answers, and then press play again when you're ready to continue to activity 3. Well done, Year 7. For activity 3, I would like you to make flashcards on the activity 2 vocabulary about daily routine. So for example, on the first side, I'd like you to write the French, such as je me réveille. And on the opposite side, I'd like you to write the English. For example, I wake up. I'd like you to go through the next few stages with me then. So then you're going to test yourself, looking at the French and giving the English until you get all of the phrases correct. Then you're going to turn your cards over and test yourself looking at the English and writing out and saying the French. Once you're getting all of these phrases correct, English to French as well, and you feel confident, you know them all, I'll test you. So click play. And this activity should take about 10 minutes to do. So pause when you're ready to begin, and then press play when you're ready to continue. Good work, Year 7. Activity 3. Okay, this is just a checkpoint now. I want to see what you've learnt through making your flashcards. So I'm going to give you the French, and then I'm going to pause. I just want you to say out loud the English translation for that part of the daily routine, just to check that you've understood it and remember it well. Okay, here we go. Je me douche. Okay, you should have said I shower. Well done. Je me lave. I wash. Good. Je me lève. I get up. Good. Je me réveille. I wake up. What is je prends le petit déjeuner? Good. I have breakfast. And je me brosse les dents. I brush my teeth. Je vais au collège. I go to school. Je m'habille. I get dressed. Well done, Year 7. Okay, Year 7, here's activity 4 for you. It should take around about 10 minutes. What I'd like you to do firstly is to draw the table and then underline, or you can highlight, the reflexive verbs. For this, I've highlighted in yellow je me brosse. I'd like you to highlight the remaining reflexive verbs. Now, a reflexive verb is a verb where you do the action to yourself. So it takes a me after the je. So these are actions we do to ourselves. So you should have a je and a me before the verb. Okay, so that's your first activity. Once you've drawn the table, highlight the reflexive verbs, underline them or colour them in as you like. Then what I'd like you to do in the second column where it says order is to put the list of activities below in the order in which you personally do them in the morning. So obviously there's more than one solution because you will do things in a different order to other people. However, we all have to wake up first thing in the morning. So the first one that you will need to write on a list is going to be je me réveille. Once you're ready to start with this, pause the recording and press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, so I've highlighted for you the reflexive verbs in the table, in the activity column. So you had as an example, je me brosse. The next one down was je me douche. Then je me lève. Then je m'habille. And je me lave. And je me réveille. And then the order you put them in the right-hand column is entirely up to you. So just pause if you need to check your answers are correct. And then we'll move on to the next activity. Now for activity 5, there are 4 parts to this and it should take about 10 minutes altogether. First of all, section A, I'd like you to copy and complete the table below containing the time phrases and connectives. So if you pause now and copy this table and then press play once you've done that. Exercise 5B, I want you to read the text below about Natalie's morning routine. And then I want you to copy the whole thing into your own exercise book. Okay, so read the text below about Natalie's morning routine and then copy the whole thing into your exercise book. So press pause now and then press play when you're ready for the next activity. Now for section B, now you've copied Natalie's morning routine text into your exercise book. What I want you to do is, choosing your first colour, highlight all the time phrases using the first column of your chart from exercise 5A. So, the first time phrase in the text is le matin. I've highlighted it in red. So what I want you to do is write a key for each colour and what it shows. For example, red equals time phrases, and then highlight le matin in the text. I want you to pause this and complete this activity and press play when you're ready for the next activity on this text. Okay, good work. Now that you've highlighted the time phrases in your first colour, in a second colour, I want you to highlight all the connectives you can find in the text, using again the second column of your table from section A that you completed. And I've done the first one for you. So I've highlighted après in blue, and on my key code I'm going to write connectives equals blue. Now pause the text and highlight in that colour all the connectives you can find in the text and press play to continue. Excellent. And now in a third colour, I want you to go through and highlight all the reflexive verbs that you find in the text. So these are going to have the pronoun je followed by me, because they're activities you do to yourself. Now the first one's been done for you. Je me réveille is I wake up. So in a second you're going to pause the recording and highlight all the reflexive verbs that you can find in this text and then press play to continue. Very good. Okay, and now in a fourth colour you're going to highlight all the other verbs that you find in the text. I've highlighted je vais, I go, in pink. So that is my example, je vais. But go and find all the rest of the verbs and highlight those in your fourth colour now. So press pause and when you're ready, press play to continue. Excellent. Now let's check your work. Okay, Year 7, here you can see all of my work corrected. This is what your work should look like. So, the time phrases are in red, which are le matin, the morning. I've put in times as well, à 7 heures, at 7 o'clock. Normalement, normally. D'habitude, usually. Souvent, often. And in orange you can see the reflexive verbs. Je me réveille. Je me lève. Je me douche. Je me brosse. And je m'habille. They're all reflexive verbs. They're activities that you do to yourself. The next colour is the blue, which are the connectives that we've been using to join together our sentence so it makes sense. Here we've used après, after, puis, then, plus tard, later, après ça, after that, and finalement, finally. The remaining verbs in pink are verbs which are not reflexive. So we've got je vais, I go, je prends, I have, je vais, and je vais again to say I go. Okay, correct your text and then pause and press play when you're ready to continue. Exercise 5C. Now I want you to go through the text again and answer the following questions in English about Natalie's morning routine. So it says, what time does Natalie wake up? What does she do after? Where does she go next? Which activities does she do there? And we want 2 details for that, please. Then what does she do? Where? And with whom? That's 3 details we're looking for. And then what are the final 2 details? Okay, so you're going to read through the text and answer those questions. Okay, and when you're ready to get the answers, you can press play. So the questions are in English, so I want you to answer in English to show you've understood the text. And then press play to continue to the answers. Great job. Okay, time to correct your answers. What time does Natalie wake up? That's 7 a.m. Number 2, what does she do after? She gets up. Number 3, where does she go next? To the bathroom. Number 4, which activities does she do there? So 2 details, 1 point for she brushes her teeth, and 1 point for she showers. Number 5, then what does she do? Where and with whom? So there's 3 details there, worth 3 points. What she does is she has breakfast for 1 point. With whom is with her family for another point. And where? In the kitchen or dining room for another point. Question 6. What are the final 2 details? She gets dressed, often into her school uniform, and she goes to school. So give yourselves marks for that and pause if you need to. And press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, Year 7 for Section D. I now want you to translate this text into English. So press pause, translate it into English, and press play when you're ready to check your answer. Well done. Now let's check. Okay, your translation should look a little bit like this. Don't worry if it's not exactly the same. You can mark it with me now and pause when you need to check it. And then if you want to send it through to me on email, you can do. You can send a photo, take a photo on your camera, and then send it through to me by email for me to check. So you should have. In the morning, I wake up at 7 a.m. normally, and after I get up and I go in the bathroom and usually I shower and I brush my teeth. Then later I have breakfast with my family in the kitchen or the dining room, and after that I go to my bedroom. Often I get dressed into my school uniform, and finally I go to school. Okay, well done, Year 7. Activity 6 is going to be your final activity of the day's lesson. It should take around about 15 minutes because I would now like you to write a paragraph just like Natalie's, but describing your personal daily routine in French, and then I want you to write it in English as well. So what I'm looking for is for you to write at least 30 words and include the following details. So all the daily routine sentences that you wrote in the order you placed them in your table in activity 4. So you should have at least 6 morning activities, at least 3 time phrases. So you could have après, après ça, finalement, for example, and at least 3 connectives. Okay, so we've had those in the tables before. So you could use et aussi, puis, etc. as your connectives. Once you've done that, please then translate into English for me. Once you're ready to start, please pause the recording and press play as you finish your work. Well done, Year 7. You've worked really hard today. You've learned new phrases. You've managed to write them in a nice paragraph talking about your daily routine in the morning. So really well done. You should be really proud. I'd like you to take photos of your really good work and email them to your teachers so that you can share that information with them and get home achievement points. Really looking forward to our next lesson together. Well done again.